What is Dharma? There's a very well-known phrase from the Bhagavad Gita which says, it is better to do your own Dharma badly than to do another's well. It is better to do your own Dharma badly than do another's well. And this is a real key teaching around what Dharma is. And Dharma is when we are acting in alignment, when we are acting in alignment with the deeper invisible currents of flow, of intuition, of knowing. When we're carrying out another's Dharma, what that's saying for me is we're performing our karmic conditioned response. So we're people pleasing, we are doing the things that we've always done because that's the way that we were taught, and that's what we think we have to do in order to get from here to here, or in order to have the house and have the car and have all the things that we're programmed to think that we should be pursuing and that equate to success. What the Bhagavad Gita and the yogic path is inviting us to do over and over again is to peel back the layers of conditioning so that we can start to get clear of, is this what I really want? What do I want? A friend, a teacher, fellow devotee, she's a poet, and she shared yesterday that when she wakes up in the morning, two things she does. First of all, she tries to say thank you, is the first thing she does when she wakes up. And then the next thing she'll say is, I wonder what will happen today. I wonder what will happen today. What happens when we take away the kind of known, familiar, programmed patterning and response? What would happen if we just stepped into our lives from a place of curiosity? And that is what we're being invited into, to drop into a deep sense of trust and a deep sense of faith, and to know I am walking in alignment. I am walking in the right direction, and even though I don't really know where I'm going, I know that this is the way. And of course that requires the steadiness of our meditation practice, it requires the steadiness of our devotional practice, and it requires guides and community and support. We need to have the teachings and the practices in order to reap the fruit of that trust and the fruit of that faith. And Dharma has never been more important. If you're in a position in your life where you're being pulled, let's say, to teach, or you've been teaching for a while and there's like something getting in the way and you're like, oh, I know this is my path, but I'm stuck and I don't really know how to progress. We can often just be getting in the way, and it's important that we get out of the way because the world desperately needs you and your gifts at this time, desperately. And often we can make it about us if we're worrying about how we're going to be seen or what people are going to say, or there's a deeper current. And there's that wonderful Martha Graham quote, there is a vitality, a life force, a quickening that wants to move through you, and it is not our job to question that. So when you're being pulled into those currents, you've got to go with it. And I have a quote here from Poised for Grace, which is a tantric translation of the Bhagavad Gita. No matter what we are doing or where we find ourselves, we can, and indeed we must, create an experience of alignment. The outside world may be raging, but there is always an opportunity to listen to the inner conversation. Whatever it is that we are doing, there is always an opportunity to listen to the inner conversation. And that is the deeper truth. That is how we stay in our Dharma. That is how we find alignment. That is how we find the experience of alignment. All of the noise on the surface level, that's the conditioning. Whose voices are we listening to? We've got these surface level voices of you can't do that and you can't do this, and who are you to do that, and everybody else is doing this, so why should you do that? The deeper current is, it's this way. it's this way. There's a beautiful word in Sanskrit called pratibha, which means to brighten towards. So if you're brightening towards a particular direction, you go that way, and then you recruit the guidance, the teachings, the tools, the wisdom, the communities. You tap into all the things and you reach and resource yourself with all the things that you need in order to stay in alignment. And of course, that also means we have to be emotionally resourced, physically resourced, financially resourced, very important. And I've put a few little journal prompts in the comments below. When do you feel like you're in alignment? How do you know? How do you know when you're in alignment? What current patterns or behaviors are sapping your energy and attention? What is an old story that's holding you back? How are you getting in the way of life? And these are all core questions that we address and go into in the first couple of weeks of How Not to Be a Humble Healer, which is the group coaching program that I'm offering at the moment. It's 10 weeks. And the first couple of weeks, we're really like working with Ganesha, working with devotion, getting into practice, starting to really look and reflect and use that practice of svadhyaya, of self-study, of self-inquiry. So really drawing on the yogic tradition and specifically tantric philosophy, non-dual philosophy, to start to look at where am I getting in the way? How am I limiting myself? How am I getting in the way of collective liberation? Asking the questions about what are you being asked to step into here? And what's stopping you from doing that? So we get to get really honest, and we have a couple of weeks while we're connecting as a community and starting to weave into each other, really starting to sit with these reflections of, okay, what is it about me that doesn't want to be seen? What does want to be seen? And seeing and being seen are two kind of key areas for visibility. And how are you reaching more people with your work? How are you reaching the right people with your work? Who do you want to be in service of? And how can you start to make your business, the business side of what you do, a devotional act, so that everything you do is in alignment and is an act of service? And that's really the heart of the course and the heart of the training. And there's links in the comments below where you can learn more about the course. It's 10 weeks. We'll focus on getting out of your own way, seeing and being seen, and we'll specifically focus on who you want to serve and starting to build community with the kind of people that you genuinely want to hang out with and that genuinely want to hang out with you, how to steadily build your mail list so that when you put your offerings out into the world, you don't have to sell them. Everybody who is already resonating with you and that feels that you're in alignment with what they're in alignment with, and that pull is there, there's that magnetism, there's that reciprocity, there's a sense that if you send a newsletter out each week, a love letter, that people look forward to it and people want to receive it. It's not spam and it's not junk. It's of great value. What you have to offer is of great value and of great service. And it is my intention and my wish to reflect that back to you and to inspire you to step more fully into your Dharma, to share your gifts, share your talents, share your work, to reach more people, to let it ripple out for the benefit of all beings, because by God do we need it. Right now, we need you right now. So if you're interested in learning more about how to build community, how to become financially resourced, how to earn semi-passive income, how to create more space and time in your life so you have time to study and practice and be in community, and you can start to build an income that will not only allow you to do that, but will also allow you to start to realize more of your dreams as well. So you can find the course at samaveshayoga.com. The links are all below. And yeah, I hope that we get to meet soon.